we're going to make a whipped frosting. This particular whipped frosting comes out very delicate and very light. It really resembles, it looks and tastes like whipped cream. I do have one other whipped frosting on my channel, and it is also a cooked frosting. If you want something easier, or you're looking for a buttercream or chocolate buttercream, I do have several frosting and icing recipes on my channel, so please check them out. We're going to first start off with a pot on the heat here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put in 1 cup of milk to start off with. Then you're going to be needing 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and you just want to try to put a little at a time and keep mixing it, because you don't want to have a lot of lumps in this. So just put a little at a time. I'm just going to put slightly a tablespoon in it at a time, and just keep stirring with my spoon. Now, once you get the milk and the flour smooth and all combined, you want to keep cooking it anywhere from medium temperature. You can go up to high a little bit, but you don't want to burn it, so do be careful. Especially if you're in a hurry, you could use the high, but try to stay on medium temperature. And you just want to wait till it becomes thick. And that relatively doesn't take not very long at all. Now my lumps are starting to come out of the milk here, but I'm going to still keep stirring it. And it doesn't take long to thicken. It really doesn't. Once that milk becomes hot, it starts to thicken very quickly. So I'm going to just keep stirring it. And the lumps are gone. The flour has been combined. And now we're just waiting for it to thicken. Now, while this is getting thickened, you're also going to need margarine. And you're going to be using a 1/2 cup of margarine. And you're also going to be using a 1/2 cup of the solid shortening. Now, for this recipe, you're going to need 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now, it has thickened, as you see, in a very short time. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Now, what you want to do is you want to set this pot or pan aside till it cools. But what I like to do is I fill my sink with very cold water, and then I just put my pot into the cold water, and it will cool this mixture very quickly for me. So I'm just going to do that right now. This is what the thickness is, what you're looking for. And I'm going to put that in that ice cold water that's in my sink. Now, while that's cooling, off, I'm going to need a large bowl, and I just want to set this aside. Now you're going to need a hand mixer also. What you're going to do is you're going to take your butter and you're going to put it in your bowl, and you're also going to be putting in the 1/2 cup of solid shortening with it, and you're going to cream that. And what I like to do is, once I'm doing this, it gives time for that mixture to get cool. So I'm just going to start to break up the butter, the margarine rather, I'm sorry. You could use butter if you prefer, unsalted butter. I do like to use margarine for this particular recipe. And I'll just break this all up till it's all creamed and combined on high temperature, or high speed rather, I should say. Sorry about that. And it will look like this. Now what you'll want to do is, you want this to be as silky and smooth and creamy as possible. So spend time with it. You could spend anywhere from 3 to even 4 minutes doing this. I'm going to move it along due to the video though. The next thing that I'm going to put in is my sugar. And that was a cup of granulated sugar. With the sugar, you do want to keep beating it till it doesn't have that grit left to it. So again, once the sugar gets all in here, you probably want to spend, again, anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes making sure that that sugar is well combined and not gritty. That's the rest of the granulated sugar. And again, spend time. The more time that you spend beating this recipe and this frosting, the creamier and the lighter it will become. I just want to get to that bottom of that bowl and work those sides. It does need a little bit more beating. I can feel that the sugar feels a little bit gritty in there. And then you're going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla in it. Start to see the very light texture that this frosting is becoming. I'm just going to quickly check my pot to see how cool it is. And it is cooled down. So the next thing that I'm going to do now is to take this cooled mixture and put this into the butter, the margarine rather. I'm so used to using butter in all my recipes that I should be saying margarine for this one. And now you're going to beat it once again on high till it is all combined and it becomes very light and very silky. And this is the same thing. You want to beat it for at least a couple minutes. If you don't like the consistency, go for a little longer. Overbeating will not hurt this recipe. Underbeating is what you really don't want to do. You really want to beat it well. Now this particular frosting is very good for putting over angel food cakes. It's a great frosting for fillings, for whoopie pies, that type of thing. Or if you're making any, like a jelly roll type cake, but you want to put a filling in that. So it has a lot of uses for it. there you have it. It is extremely light vanilla whipped frosting that does taste like whipped cream. Give this one a try. I hope you like this recipe. If you do, let me know. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.